Item C, Mountain House High School Units of Study and Collaboration.
Have Principal Fobert come forward, please.
Thank you so much for inviting me here tonight, Governing Board and Dr. Nicholas, to discuss our RCD units of study and how collaboration fits together with that. And today we're going to give you an English department perspective of what that looks like. Our hope is to get some teachers in here in the future to discuss this. Tonight it's me again. But today's the work that you'll see here is indicative of the work that the whole school is doing. And so you'll see as we go through the RCD unit creation at Mountain House High School plays an important role in the educational process at Mountain House High School. First of all schools in the state of California, as you may already know, are required to submit all of their curriculum to the UC system for review in order to be deemed appropriate, rigorous curriculum for college preparatory purposes. So all of the courses of Mountain House High School have been through this process, and we have used the RCD process to develop these course outlines that are required. It's pretty rigorous that the UC requires us to go through this. I don't believe there's any other state in the 50 states that the UC, their college system requires high schools to do this. And as of today, Mountain House High School, in under a year, prepared and got approved 64 UC approved courses on our list. 64. That means units of study. I put it at the bottom here. No, I didn't. I'll say it later whenever it comes up. But you'll be shocked to know how many units of study have been created in under a year. So there are some essential elements to your units of study that follow the RCD unit creation process, and all of our courses start with the Common Core standards. Teachers in the English department worked over the past year to identify priority standards for all of the English courses at Mountain House High School from English 9 through English 12, including honors courses, which are separate course outlines, and AP courses, which are, again, separate outlines. So those standards are then unwrapped by creating essential questions and enduring understandings for each unit. In addition, daily objectives are created for the work students are doing that are related back to the essential questions and the enduring understandings. In addition, teachers have identified discrete skills that need to be taught in each unit and the practice that's necessary for students to do in order to answer the essential questions and the enduring understandings. Teachers have designed engaging learning activities that prepare students for proficiency on mastery assessments and includes active learning strategies and cooperative learning strategies that allow students to experience the curriculum in ways that help them to stay engaged. And the use of technology in classrooms allow us to blend instruction with online materials and activities. And some teachers have implemented them and are perfecting the use of station-based learning, where students rotate through several activities and tasks throughout the unit in order to gain their understanding of the curriculum. And some of you may be familiar with that in the lower elementary school grades.
Well, centers.
Centers, they call them centers. So we actually are running centers at the high school, and in fact, I was observing a teacher 2 days ago in an AP junior level English course who is doing centers in her room. And it is awesome to see. If you ever want to see it, come on down and I'll take you to that classroom. It's really neat to see.
Never understood why that stops.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic.
It is fantastic. If
The
it's
sage
done
on the
right.
stage thing and the traditional model got in the way, but it's not anymore.
It's awesome. If you want to see it, we've got, she's innovating. She's sending articles out, and she's actually making connections to very well-known teachers who are also doing the same thing at the high school level. So kind of interesting. So those are the kinds of things that are going on with our engaging learning activities. So finally, assessment plays an important part in the creation of units of study. Formative assessment, where students are checked frequently for understanding, are embedded into the lessons in the curriculum, and mastery Common mastery assessments are designed using authentic performance tasks in the form of unit projects for each unit of study. As I mentioned previously, here it is. We have 64 approved UC courses that were developed unit by unit using this RCD process that the teachers have been engaged in and they're enjoying. These units of study are being implemented at Mountain House High School on a daily basis. Each course has a master copy of all the units, the resources, and the learning activities that the teachers continually work with after every unit. And they go through this cycle of inquiry and the cycle of improvement. Each course has anywhere between 6 and 12 units fully built into our system. So that means over the course of the last year, and in fact it was less than a year, Mountain House High School teachers have developed anywhere between 384 and 768 units of study fully developed for students to engage in. So those units of study, and I like to say better that they are curated using materials that were purchased for them through our partnership with Blended Schools Network and their curriculum, as well as through thoughtful curation of free, open source, and paid content available through open source and proprietary formats. So before I go to the next slide, I brought, and if we could go to the document that I sent you, I brought a copy. Excuse me?
We're not taking
No
a test,
test.
are we? Okay.
No. You just start at the top. You don't have a mouse or anything. Okay. So I brought for you, this is the skeletal outline of the entire year of English 9 that we designed. So this is not the details of each unit, but you'll see some details of the units in here. And I just wanted people to be aware of the work that's been done. This is, again, just the skeleton that backs this up. So you'll see that at this document, that at the very beginning of the document, there's an overview of what the class is and the course text that will be used alongside those. Those are the texts that they use to drive the curriculum. And then the very next part, you'll see priority standards. And you'll notice that there are 9th and 10th grade standards on the 9th grade class because they need to start in on some of the 10th grade standards. I means introduced, P means practiced, and M means mastered. So you noticed, for example, on the very first one, it lists the priority standard that was pulled out of the Common Core State Standards. And then it shows in the 9th grade that this standard is introduced and practiced in the first semester and mastered by the second semester. Likewise, the second standard, RL.4, first semester in 9th grade introduced, semester 2 practiced, again practiced in 10th grade semester 1, and then mastered in semester 2. This is a very detailed and thorough examination of the standards and how long it's going to take the kids to master each one of them. And some of them take more than 1 year, right? You start them in 1 year and you finish them in the next. And each of our courses do that. So if you flip through, the next thing you see is on about the 3rd page. The front of the 2nd printed page is a course overview, and it starts with the units of study. So in this class, there are 8 units of study. At the beginning of each unit of study, the teachers have listed the essential questions and the enduring understandings. You'll see the discrete skills, topics, which are topics, grammar, the essay type that they're going to be going over in this unit, and the list of lessons. So again, this is not the details of each lesson, it's just the list of lessons that will be taught. Finally, for each unit, you'll see that there is the common assessment, which is a unit project for every unit. And for example, in the first unit, the project is a photo story, where students take on the role of a movie producer and use the stories that they've read in the unit to create a short film to demonstrate their ability to interpret the relationship between stories in real life and its effect on the individual. It also asks students to demonstrate their ability to identify themes and events that are specifically related to real life. The unit project includes the standards that are expected to be met. So that's for every unit, and this is the skeleton. It's really exciting to see, and you'll notice that the last thing on this slide says, if you go back to the slides, please. The last thing on this slide is it says the importance of the master copy of the classes in our learning management system, which is Canvas. The Canvas learning management system hosts all of the actual lessons in the units of study, and that's where you'll see the depth of knowledge and the depth of information that's in there, and our teachers have done a wonderful job of curating information both from proprietary and free open source online resources. And the other thing that I'd like to say about our Canvas learning management system and how proud I am that our district has gone with Canvas learning management, if you've seen anything in recent news, is that the California community colleges have decided that their learning management system is Canvas. And so we are directly aligned to our California community college system, who is now using the Canvas system for all of their online and blended learning. So it's great that we've gone with that, and that's a product that we've decided to use. So Mastery-based learning and grading. So what does that have to do with this? We've talked a little bit about this before. So along with the building and implementation of units of study, Mountain House High School teachers are dedicated to a mastery-based system of learning and grading. So this system was something that we've spent time researching and implementing in intentional ways. It's not just the next fly-by-night thing that's coming along. So one of the things that research states is right up there. In traditional grading, grades are recorded by the task, a grade for a particular assignment, quiz, or test. In standards-based grading, those learning tasks are organized by learning targets, and grades are reported by learning target. It's the difference between a score and a skill. So what I want to say about that is, in order to make learning and grading comprehensible and accessible to students and the community, our teachers are dedicated to clearly defining levels of mastery for students in the form of rubrics. That means that teachers identify specific skills must master to make the grade, and like we've talked about before, you have the proficient level, which is what we want the kids to get. You have the basic, which is below that, and they just haven't got there yet. You have the advanced, and then you have on the very bottom the not yet. So that helps students to identify specific skills and teachers to identify specific skills that they must master to make the grade. Additionally, the redo and retake and error analysis creates an environment where we can celebrate mistake learning as an opportunity. No longer do students get an essay back from their teacher with a bad grade and just go, eh. They get it back and the teacher says, do it again. Do it again. Do it again until they master the concept. It shows students that you don't just get to fail and move on. It shows that we care about you and we want you to be successful. Teaching a student that their mistakes are something to be learned from helps them critically think about their work and turns the conversation away from how many more points do I need for an A to what skills do I need to demonstrate in order to master these concepts. Mastery-based learning is causing students to become more self-directed. We're seeing it happen every day, and the common rubrics and common mastery assessments have led to a coordinated and easy way to communicate expectations across the board. Mastery-based learning has led to a higher level of rigor as students work to apply what they are learning in multiple contexts. So what role does collaboration play in this? It plays an essential role in the ongoing process of unit development. While our units are fully developed, they are never fully complete. They are a work in progress. And at Mountain House High School, we were fortunate enough to have changed our schedule around. We talked about that last year to incorporate a daily collaboration period. Teachers are collaborating daily at the high school for 48 minutes in their departments. And we wanted that to be an intentional collaboration. At the beginning of the year, each department chair was tasked with going back to their departments and coming back with a proposal for a cycle of collaboration, and worked with the administration to identify our priorities, their priorities, and put together a schedule that would work. So this is the example of the English department's daily collaboration cycle. So you notice that the English department begins and ends their week with curriculum and instruction. At the beginning of the week, They go over the expectations of the units they're teaching and previewing, planning instruction and units of study. They go over the expectations of the units they're teaching and discuss any tweaks that might need to be made before they go into it. They talk about instructional strategies and the things they might need to make the unit successful. And at the end of the week, they then review what they've done over the week, do some more tweaking, write it into that master copy of the course so that next year when they come back to it, they have that conversation in their daily collaborations. Teachers are having collaboration time where the hard work of unit creation and curation happens, and teachers have deep conversations about how best to teach and what the best materials are for their students. You notice Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of their weeks are spent talking about the tools they use, the instructional strategies that they use, and the assessments that are used to help students gain mastery of the content. These are essential components for an ongoing professional development, and teachers support one another, talk about instruction, delve into assessments, and refine practices on a daily basis to ensure they're doing what they need to best serve students. Finally, the staff at Mountain House High School are dedicated to a cycle of continuous improvement, and they're excited about it. The units of study and collaboration are essential to our cycle of improvement, and we plan, we do, we check and act on a regular basis. At the beginning of this school year, my vice principal led our teachers on through their first cycle of innovation that focused on developing more effective rubrics for the assessments that are already existing. On our early release Wednesday today, because we do have a couple of early release days throughout the school year, today was the end of our first cycle of innovation, and we ended it with an academic conference where each of the departments had an opportunity to share their progress on the rubrics. We modeled good teaching by having teachers take notes and write down their ahas and their questions, and it resulted in a very deep conversation about one topic that was common, but each of the departments attacked in very different ways. And it was a very interesting conversation to hear our PE teachers talking about mastery of content with our English teachers. It's really awesome to see that all of our departments are getting in on the academic train and making sure that students are deeply understanding. You should see the videos that these students are creating of how to appropriately throw a ball. And how teachers have given students a rubric with which to create those videos, and how specific students can get at creating those videos. It's really great. So teachers are reflecting and getting ideas from one another, and the cycle of continuous improvement has fostered a culture of action research and collaborative inquiry that has made and will continue to make Mountain House High School a cutting-edge, professional research team that implements practices that will assist students to achieve their highest potential. The next innovation cycle will begin in the next several weeks as departments go back after what they've talked about today. And what we did is we structured the first innovation cycle, and now that they've gone through the first, they know what it feels like, and they're going to go back to their departments and determine what is our next innovation cycle. Do we continue with rubrics? They will all continue with rubrics, but their next innovation cycle, they can go and start attacking, the international standards for technology and education and see how that's going to come into the curriculum. They're going to plan it. They're going to do it. They're going to check that it works. They're going to act to improve that performance, and they're going to present it out to the learning community to better everybody's teaching. We're excited about the professional culture that has been established at Mountain House High School and look forward to bringing more of our research and findings to the board as we continue creating and refining our RCD units of study using the collaborative cycle of continuous improvement.
Mr. Fobert, thank you so much for this presentation. It's nice to hear, it's very refreshing to hear some good news. For the last couple months, every time I open my email, every phone call, every meeting I've had has been doom and gloom, and this is exciting stuff. And I'm glad to hear that your staff is so eager to do it. And will you please do me a favor and let me know when your next innovation cycle ends, because I would like to come to that.
Absolutely, to the presentation.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I'd like to address your staff and just give them my thanks and appreciation for embracing this stuff and bringing it to life, because It's not going on everywhere in this district.
Well, it's all a part of the RCD process. You know, we believe that this innovation cycle fits in very well with looking at how to continually refine our units of study. It's all a part of that. It's not anything that's separate. This RCD process has empowered our teachers to become good curators and professional educators who are valued for what they do. And the collaboration process is essential to that. And they're using it. I want to tell you, you know, thank you so much, board, for supporting the new Bell schedule. And because it's an investment of money that you have made in the staff to allow them that time every day to be able to engage in this process. So thank you.
Please pass along my thanks to your staff.
Yes, from all of us.
All the board, yes, great job.
I just want to add